Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Olive Oil's Pizzeria and more, 930 Brookline Boulevard. We've got a great show coming up for you with guests. I had a couple cancellations and one guy's going to be late, so we'll see what happens with this show. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. Got my guest and BFF, Smokin' Jim Frazier. Thank you, Skip Atkins, who shares everything. He's one of the best. He even puts pictures up that I didn't even know I took. But it's all good. He's here and he's wearing we'll have to get a picture of him. He's wearing one of my Pittsburgh Sportsline polos. They're still available for $20. Just let me know. We got plenty to talk about here. This show will be edited and put some graphics in. It'll be up on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Verizon 32 everywhere in the Pittsburgh area. Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park. So thanks for watching our show. We appreciate that. We also have a Facebook page. It's real easy. 6868. 6,868 likes. Thanks for watching all our shows and liking our page. This old dog appreciates that. I learned a few new tricks. I got more than 500 likes. Some of these young people with websites say, I want to help you out. And I look at their Facebook page and they got 398. They've been in business 10 years. I go, how are you going to help me? That's a story for another day. We got sports. And we're sponsored by Skeets Lewandowski of Skeets Service Station. He's at, let me see here, 6103 Route 88. And he has a red, white, and blue station. He works on anything and everything that runs on gas. And he's an honest mechanic. I know it's an oxymoron to say that in this day and age, but he truly is. He even has a Monday morning smorgasbord. Due to my kidney transplant, I can't eat the pig's feet and things like that anymore, but he offers it to Smokin' Jim Frazier. And believe it or not, he has Bethel Bakery Donuts. That's 1 mile from my house. I go there 7 miles just to get that donut and visit with Skeets. So give him a call. It's 724-348-4715. And tell him Al Levine, the talking machine, sent you there. He works on lawnmowers, weed whackers, boats, trucks, cars, of course. And they just started working on electronic hedge trimmers and weed whackers and things like that. They'll fix it. And he even told me some tools. They have a forge that they make hooks for all of Smokin' Jim's fine gear that he hangs on the wall. They forge knives too. They've showed Smokin' Jim. They had 2 raccoons that they caught. The mother was gone. And they broke out of the cage 2 months ago, and they're gone. So they fattened them up and kept them in good health. But they got all kind of things there. They even have an axle, Pittsburgh Axle Company. They make axles for cars and trucks. So they can cover all your car needs. And they sponsor What's on Your Mind? Smokin' Jim Frazier.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
just don't break it.
You got to see Levine. And if you ever want to post anything on my Facebook page, since I got more friends, trying to help you out, get more eyeballs
Disclaimer. Smokin' Jim, I let you pass me up because you know all these thousands of sweeties. I just know nice, smart, beautiful women that run businesses and sing and stuff. And he goes through women, I don't know, just like he eats his pizza, one slice at a time. And I let him pass me up because when you hit 5,000, you got to make another page. Well, I like the page that I've had for now since 2012, since I come to this late. And he's been on it for a while, and until we started this show, he didn't have all these friends. So you can win. And I'll share whatever I want on your page like today. Even Jordan liked what I posted on your page today, buddy. And we'll have him up later. So go ahead with your nonsensical stuff.
Hey, nice big hand for Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Famer. Skip Atkins is in the house. I tell you what, we have over 700 shows on YouTube, and we've interviewed over 1,000, and we got 22 people in our Hall of Fame. And on July 13, 2020, Johnny P goes in the Hall of Fame. Big hand for John. Although he's eating chicken in front of a brother, man. That was cold-blooded, man. Hey, listen, in November...
Race card come up early. I don't know how it happened, but thanks.
In November, I said that Tyson Fury would knock out the big mouth from the South. Deontay Wilder is all about cries, lies, and alibis. I've never seen a former heavyweight champion of the world make more excuses than a big mouth from the South. My uniform was too heavy. The referee, my girlfriend gave me a massage. I look exactly like LeBron James. That's why I choked at the end. Hey, listen, Deontay Wilder, the big eye in the sky don't lie. You got beat by a better man. Everybody don't fear the beard. Don't get bitter, get better. Congratulations again to Tyson Fury. Congratulations, Tyson Fury. I hope you're happy with that title because we all know that Anthony Cassius Clay Joshua, I'll say it again, we all know that Anthony Cassius Clay Joshua is the best in the West, and I must confess to Wilder, Fury, Andy Ruiz, and all the rest. If you come up against Anthony Cassius Clay Joshua, I must stress it would be no contest.
How do you know he's done? I can't hear anything. Whatever you said, I think you repeated some of this for the last 3 weeks. Because
I won money.
If you're going to bet, don't start. If you're going to bet against Smoking Jim. I tell this story every week because he's repeated this, that he's the only one to pick Fury for a knockout in the country.
And I lost all the money on Kentucky getting beat by Tennessee.
I told you, let me hold that money till the next week. I'll give it to you back. But don't gamble unless you do the opposite of Smoking Jim. I'm not as entertaining as him, but I do have what's on my mind is the Penguins. Penguins were up to first place. They have one of the grittiest teams that I've ever seen, and I've watched the Penguins since they were founded in 1967, and yes, they did have blue jerseys. Do you even know that, Smokey?
No.
I know. He's new to hockey. He's new to baseball, too. But he knows his football, and he knows his models, so we'll continue. Penguins, they come back, win 2 games. Then I'm happy for the weekend, looking at watching some hockey, and I got disgusted there. The Capitals were blowing them out 3-0. I lost interest in the game, and they lose 5-2. Next day, Sunday, another afternoon game. I'm hopeful. They lose 6-2. I haven't given up on the Penguins because when you have all these winning streaks like they did, we all know how the more you win, Bob Prince used to call it hidden vigorish to date myself, the closer you are to your next loss. And that's what happens in life. Penguins are just going through these streaks. They got some great young players and new players and old players that are fast. So we're going to do well. We're going to go to the Stanley Cup, and I think we will win it this year. Stay confident. And we have 2 good goaltenders. So let's go Pens, and we're going to bring up our guests. All right, I'm waiting for Jose Carabello with Ray Schaefer Boxing Association. We're doing fights there at Millvale Community Center on Saturday. He's having car trouble. So I'm going to bring in a guy that I met a couple years ago. He's doing some great things in Pittsburgh. He's a celebrity. He only has like 22,000 people that like his page. So I got to learn a couple things from this young man. Jordan York, come on up. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for
I know
having
you can
me.
handle a mic. I've
yeah.
seen you in action.
Yeah.
Tell them your name officially.
My name's Jordan York. I've been, for the past 10 years, I've been doing music, but now, I'm kind of branching into sports because I was able to, meet so many people and network in the community. I also do a lot of community work and volunteer, which we have the We 21. I'm excited to hear about that as well.
He's a great man.
Yes, and everyone loves Roberto Clemente, so.
Yes, that was my hero growing up because I'm older than you.
Yeah.
We used to catch like him.
I read a lot of books, so it's fascinating to see how much he changed the game. But so basically how I kind of got involved in sports, living in Pittsburgh, growing up, you kind of...
Where did you grow up at?
I grew up in New Kensington, and I graduated in 2008 from Valley High School. I wrestled, I played baseball, ran track, I played football 1 year. But
I like it because I don't have to ask many questions.
Yeah. So, but really, I just fell in love with sports. How
could you not? It's in our water.
My wife will tell me. I mean, she watches all the TV shows and the reality shows, HGTV. You come in,
What are you squealing on your wife? She's so nice. Yeah, she's just trying to take a video.
But yeah,
I hope so.
Yes.
You just got married.
Yes, I did. I did just get married. But
glad we could cover this.
Yeah, sports are just my life, and a lot of my friends work for a lot of the sports teams and everything. And so what's
your favorite team right now?
I love them all. I don't have. I mean,
you can't pick one.
I mean, the Steelers, just because there's less games in football. I feel like there's more storyline to follow. You know what I mean? Like, there's 162 games and 82 games in hockey, and so I feel like there's more. You
already know more than Smoking Jim.
No, but
it's a pleasure having you on board.
I love wrestling. So basically,
how did you do at wrestling? I got to ask that.
I was decent. They wanted me to lose weight, and I couldn't lose weight because so I kind of I wrestled in junior high and stuff, and my family was into it. My dad was a coach, and my brother wrestled. Yeah.
And you couldn't cut the weight, and your dad's yelling at you.
I mean, I'm eating an apple and stuff. I'm in 8th, 9th grade.
Were you running and spitting? Yeah, you had to run and spit.
Yeah, so it was rough, but it's a great sport, and I tell anyone, it's just you and the other guy out there. I really give it up to all the wrestlers, and that's kind of why I still fell in love with it. But me and my best friend Michael, who actually is got a job at the YMCA in South Florida in Weston, so he's down there. Doing stuff with the kids and stuff. We started this.
Great.
Yeah, we started a podcast, and our first guest happened to be Jason Kendall. I mean, I'm just messaging these guys, and it kind of just transpired from there. Then we had Sean Casey, we had Scott McKillop. Yeah,
Sean Casey can talk.
Yeah, Ashton Gibbs, who played for Pitt.
I remember
Bruce Granikowski, who Pro Football Talk, and
I knew his dad before he was born.
So a bunch of, and these are guys that I just reached out to just from being involved in the community, and I was able to make connections, and the podcast kind of started, and then I was
What's the podcast called?
It's just called Yins Are Crazy Show.
I wanted you to tell.
So me and Mike just decided that hey, we might as well start a site because he has a journalism background.
That helps.
So and I'm just so I kind of
cover the local stuff. Yeah, you're active. You can talk.
I'm just
Look,
in the community.
You're leading me in words.
Okay.
So far, you're doing great.
So basically,
I had to get some background on you.
Yeah. So basically, we just kind of started it, and it's been doing really well. I mean, we just started. It got almost 4,000 likes on Facebook organically, which was awesome.
That's what I believe in.
We have Steeler
Explain
fans.
that to Smoking Jim organically.
Yeah. So basically, it's you can do promotions and stuff, but just because of your name, when you have the name Pittsburgh and something it gravitates.
Thank you.
Towards it, so it's easy.
Pittsburgh Sportsline, like it.
Yinzer, Pittsburgh Sport, people automatically I mean, we have people from New Mexico, London Steelers.
I'm
fans.
in almost all 50 states and 30 countries.
Amazing? It's not like that anywhere else. I tell people that my cousins that come for Christmas and they're like, what do you guys do in Pittsburgh? I'm like, we just it's like a religion. We watch Steelers football. We go and tailgate at the Pirate games. We go to the Penguin games. We go to the Pitt games. I mean, it's just...
Here, you like Steelers, right? I got a Steelers story for you.
Okay.
Got this friend, like my page, likes Smoking Jim, believe it or not, likes me. Big fan of ours. And he's always getting people for us. Mm-hmm. He sends me a messenger message. He goes, hey, Al, I'm moving to Las Vegas. Can I tell people in Las Vegas?
Yeah. Well,
I go, yeah.
There's
Steeler fans there.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and some of them run the casinos and stuff.
I mean, that's what even Michael said down in Florida. He said, you go they literally have Steeler bars. I don't think you go somewhere.
I was telling you that in Florida.
You go to Arizona, there's this, they call it, the West Coast, Pittsburgh West Coast or something like that.
Yeah, because of all the players and coaches that went there.
Yeah, and
That's the history of it. I got to give you some history, young buck here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but he goes to Vegas and gets me 150 people. I don't know who their names are from all over, from Vegas alone. So I told him thank you, and then he moved back to Pittsburgh, said I'm back. Then he moved back to Vegas. So people just come in.
People don't understand. There's not a Tennessee Titan bar in Ohio. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a Steeler bar in Ohio. I can.
Hey, there's not a Cincinnati Bengal bar here in Pittsburgh.
No.
Or a Cleveland Browns. No offense. No offense, Stephanie. She's a fan.
We have Browns fans?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I have empathy for her. I told her.
Are you from Cleveland at least? Okay. Well, that's.
I have empathy.
Jim Brown's that's the only guy that
I understand.
Rather than that.
Well, they stole the team.
Yeah.
Then they give them the team back with different owners that like to change them up every
Yeah.
year. Stephanie said she appreciates that because they start with a clean slate.
Yeah.
I go, but they don't win.
Yeah.
Smoking Jim was betting the house to show you about bets. He goes, on paper, the Browns look like they could go to the Super Bowl. At the end of the year, I had to say,
I told everyone that. I said they're not. No, I said they're not.
same with me.
I can't.
So I hate to
can't.
argue with my best
Everyone looks
friend.
good on paper. When I tell everyone it's all about chemistry. You can have the best. I mean, it's good to have a good quarterback, but like Mayfield
helps.
wasn't. This year. I'm not. I don't buy into hype. I guess that's what I don't buy into hype.
That's why you're on Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Yeah.
Neither do I. He's all about HYPE. I got to spell it because he doesn't understand.
Yeah, but
he
he
went
has
to
strong
Gateway.
feelings.
He went to Gateway, so there's some
Okay.
issues there. We'll talk
But,
about that later. He's trying to recruit and stuff like
Yeah.
that all the time because that's what they do there.
So
They've had championship teams, but we're covering. You got the Yinzer stuff.
yeah, and then I write. So I started aside from that, I wrote.
Your
for
wife
Pitt
taught you to
football.
write?
Yeah, she still proofreads my stuff. So before I put it out, because
You're an honest man.
Yeah. So I like. It's always good to have a second opinion, about. And I
yeah.
think I'm not too proud. I like to.
Well, here's what
get
I
second
learned.
opinions.
Since I'm uneducated, I told you I worked
Yeah.
for the Press and Post Gazette for 36 years. I'll write things, and I've helped people do stuff, and I go, here's what we do. Write it out, and then we start cutting.
Yeah.
And you cut it down
That's
to where
how-
you get the 1 line or 2 lines that you need,
Yeah.
or 4 lines, and go that way. So if you don't cut,
Yeah.
forget
That's
about
how
it.
I write.
I got a degree.
And that's what I'm talking
We're
about.
peasants over here.
Yeah. We're just
But,
two uneducated
yeah.
folks talking sports because we
But
love
that's
it.
what I say. Like when I
You're
write
welcome aboard.
When I write my stories, I just write what's on my mind. Like it just might be like a whole paragraph, and then I go back and I dissect it, and I'm saying, okay,
Alyssa?
I can take this.
Alyssa, get
Yes.
into that.
Yes.
Start
So,
chopping.
Yeah. So, but it's
No, that's
awesome.
good.
I mean,
You love it?
I really do. I just there's just something about being in, a stadium or an arena that just really, it's just nostalgic for me. I just soak it all in. I grew up.
You appreciate
doing
it.
Yeah, and I just feel like there's just so much to learn from sports, to teach young kids and.
Well, I
just
call
everything.
it their life lessons.
Yeah.
Like, look at wrestling. You didn't succeed at it,
Yeah.
but you had a dad and a brother and stuff, and I'm sure they did well.
Yeah,
And
they
your
did.
dad coached for years.
Yeah, my dad was actually a former professional bodybuilder, so I grew up and down the East Coast, going
You're
to all
kidding.
these shows. Yeah, he was really good. So yeah, he was.
No, that's great.
Ask your dad if he knows Mike McLeod.
I'm
former
sure.
bodybuilder
I'm sure
from
he
down
does.
there.
I'm sure he does because he did all the NA.
Smoking
BF,
Jim drops
all
names
that.
like crazy.
Yeah, I'm
'cause
sure I will ask him. I'm sure, but yeah. So I grew up
Definitely.
and I'm getting into fitness now. I wake up at 3:40. I'm just really trying to.
You told me
go-
3:45. You're
Yeah.
good to go.
Well, I don't like. I like going to the gym when there's no one there.
PM or
Do
AM?
you?
AM. Ask her. She's my witness. My wife. I'm up. She gets mad.
She goes, I'm not getting up, honey.
She'll shut the door in the morning, and you're letting too much light, and I said, I gotta get ready.
Shut the door.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I love sports, and Yinzer Crazy is really taking off and growing. And
No, I wish you good luck on that.
It's
and guess what? We're helping to promote it by
Yeah.
being on Pittsburgh
yeah,
Sportsline.
and I appreciate. I look up to you guys. You guys have been paving the way for people like me, and I just hope that one day I can.
Well, welcome
Be like
aboard. Yeah, well, put it like this. I got to disagree with you there. You may not want to be totally like Jim, all right? You can steal some of his emotionalism and his passion,
Yeah.
but you don't want to gamble like Jim.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get pictures with sweeties all the time
Well,
like
my
Jim.
wife, yeah, my wife probably won't
Because,
like
look,
that.
she already gave the sign. That's
Yeah.
it. So there's certain things that you can't be like Jim, okay?
Well, if I can be half the man, is that better?
Of course. Look
Okay.
at him. He's crushing that pizza.
You're already darker than
Okay,
me.
yeah. So, I mean, I started Pit Stop Athletics, which is a part of
Oh, I know.
Yinzer
I wanted to ask
Crazy.
you about that.
And,
What's up with that?
So I started writing for the football team for Pittsburgh Sportsline. So I was the beat writer last year. So that
Yeah,
was
I
cool
saw
to
that.
be in the press box, and that was really just my first
It opened up a door for you.
Yeah, and I had a lot of relationships with people just from my music, and and I'm seeing all the writers and people from the news station. So
Sure.
and then I I went from there, and then I just
open up doors.
Yeah,
so
and then I covered volleyball. I'm covering the Pitt baseball, wrestling.
Isn't volleyball doing well there?
They were really good. They were undefeated in the regular season, and then they got beat in the
I saw
NCAAs,
that.
which was I wish they would have gone because it was in Pittsburgh. They had it at PPG Paints. But I like to, like you were telling me about like the local sports. Like I like to give back like to the people who might not get enough love. The wrestlers. They're out there dedicating. The volleyball.
Well, look, it's all about football and basketball.
Yeah.
They get lost in the shuffle.
So and even like the smaller. Slippery Rock had a great year this year in football. There's so many good Western Pennsylvania
How about Duke
sports
Kane?
teams. Yeah, everything. In basketball, Ashton Gibbs coach. A friend of mine, he's on their coaching staff.
From Pitt.
Yeah, and Keith Dambrock used to be their coach. Used to be LeBron James' high school coach.
Wow!
So it's like
That's
they have a lot of ties. And then my uncle, Jim Elias, he does.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he does the play. He's the to Chris Chauvin, I think his name is. He does the play-by-play for Robert Morris. So. Yeah. My family's all
Look at how Robert
involved.
Morris
Robert, and they have a beautiful facility, and it's awesome, man. There's so many good things happening in Pittsburgh sports, and teams are crazy. Pittsburgh Sportsline, that's where it begins.
That's what we promote. Like I say, I'm worried about guys like you, other people here, like John coming up, local guys to promote what they're doing in sports. Because I played baseball and football, and I know the effort that you got to put in to do it. And I wrestled for 1 year, 8th grade, and then they told me you had to cut weight.
Yeah,
I said I like to eat. I said I like to eat. I don't mind working out.
Yeah, it wasn't even that for me. I just couldn't lose the weight. Like they wanted me to wrestle 103. I weighed 112 at the time. Now I can do that, but like
I was 180.
Twig.
Wait, I was 180.
Yeah,
and they said, "Can you get to 154?"
Holy crap!
I go, I'm out of here.
Cut me in half.
I'm out of here because
holy crap!
I was, I was a baseball pitcher and stuff. Had a nice fastball, curveball. Slider.
I played baseball a lot. Fall ball was a big thing for us.
Sure.
And we did like
what position did you play?
I played right field and second base.
Nice.
So, I was decent. I was an off the bench guy, but I had heart. That's the same thing I carry through my music. Like I tell everyone, this is something that Jordan York stands for.
Let's talk a little music then. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, this is just in general as a human being.
I'm going to get specific.
Yeah. So
what got you started?
Honestly, I just started putting stuff out and having fun with it, and it honestly turned into something. And I got into promotions, and I'm a go-getter. Like I don't, take.
No
I still till this day I've been doing it for 10 years, and I tell everyone I get a million no's. I send out a million emails. I reach out to a million people. I might not hear from them, but if I get one person, that's one more person. Than
here's what I like about you. Because you're stubborn like me.
Yeah, that's how I don't care about taking.
Because I tell people
you are stubborn.
Yeah,
I know.
You can tell you guys are best friends.
Well, I didn't tell them for 3 years I had kidney disease.
Yeah.
So I fought that. Then a month before my surgery, I told people because I looked good and felt good because I get compliments all the time. Even he tells me how good looking I am. So I don't know whether to believe him, but I trust him.
I would have donated.
Guess what? With what you eat, my man, he had a quadruple bypass, and 6 months later he goes, "Hey, machine, look what I got here. A bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken." I go, "Just have a peanut butter sandwich or don't eat that chicken." But no, he gets crazy with that. But I appreciate how you are because that's how I am.
It's just work ethic. So many people, they tell me, "Oh, I'm the most talented at this," and I'm like, "How hard do you work?" Though, you can be as talented. I know people who are the most talented people in the world, but they're lazy.
How'd you learn the work ethic in New Kent?
Huh? You had no choice.
The mobsters taught them.
Yeah.
The mob is strong up there.
Yeah, they were. They ran the town.
I knew plenty of people up there. They had a great reputation.
Yeah,
there
and honestly, there was. At one time, New Ken was a basketball mecca. There was a lot of
BB
good.
Flannery.
Yeah, BB.
My dad refereed his games.
Yeah,
my dad refereed in the whole
Benji
tri-state
Pryor
area.
And there was people that were really good that I went to high school with that never really prospered, but they were like if they would have stopped. There was just so much
talent. Their environments weren't that good.
Yeah,
to be honest.
there's
And that'll take you down.
My friend actually started a league, Ian Benson and Joey Marzullo, and I just did a story on them. And they have a bunch of AAU players and some JUCO players.
Really?
So yeah, Kings of the Court, and it's really I'll have to send you guys a link. But I just interviewed them and part of like the local thing. But yeah, man, I just work hard. Like I wish that there was more than 24 hours in a day because I feel that I might be able to catch up on a little bit of sleep. But like once I get going, I don't stop. Like,
Here's what I tell.
I don't have trouble falling asleep.
Here's what I used to tell people. You can steal this line.
Yeah.
When they go there,
I'll quote you on it.
You can quote me on it. I said
I'll send you the royalty.
Okay, I slept a lot as a baby, so I don't need a lot of sleep now. They said I was sleeping 16, 17 hours, so I had a surplus of sleep because I'd work night and day at the Post-Gazette, and they go, "How'd you work a quadruple shift?" Slept a lot as a baby.
Yeah.
You can steal it.
I'll use it.
It's the
I'll
truth.
quote you.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
That's how I developed this stubbornness. And networking, and thanks for exchanging your card.
Biggie say that.
That's why we get along.
Yeah.
He can misquote anything.
But yeah, I mean,
he makes up stuff.
Everything's been.
What's your future going to look like? What's going on?
I really
tell me the latest plan.
I
know you got a couple.
Yeah, I'm back in the studio. I'm recording. Like
That's what I want to hear.
So I have the song "Local Legend," and it's kind of just
stand up. Show that to the camera.
Yeah. This is "Local Legend."
Hold that mic down a little.
This is from Still City.
You're pretty big about that chest, too. Good workouts. He's working out.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually right now. I'm in the gym doing the Murph Challenge. It's like for the Navy SEAL thing, so it's 30 days. I'm not doing it with the weight because I wouldn't be able to go throughout the day. You're supposed to wear a weighted thing on your.
Well, guess what? Smoking Jim's doing that right now. You can't believe the weight he's carrying.
Yeah, but
no. You breaking into the gym at 3 o'clock in the morning?
No, it's open 24 hours. Yeah, no, I go to the one in McKeesport. So, but
that's where my mom's family's from.
Okay, cool.
McKeesport.
Cool.
Yeah, I got connections there.
Yeah.
So you're in the.
Yeah, I wake up every day and I really don't know. I do commercial work. I'm a laborer. I'm in 1058. I really just wake up.
I didn't know you were a laborer.
Yeah. So.
He doesn't believe in the work ethic, so we're not even going to go there.
So, I mean, I wake up and I just work hard. I don't know really where life's going to take me, but I just know
Well, it was a simple question I had for you, that's all.
Yeah,
just trying to get your focus at this point in time.
Opportunities, one door closes, another open, and I really hope that, the
What are you looking forward to, Yinzers?
I really hope that we can just start breaking into and, get some credentials for the Steelers and start covering, when training camp comes and, with
just
the
be
Pirates
around the whole thing.
Yeah, and I'm already there. I've been able to make a ton
of that door.
Yeah, I'm just, taking my time. I'm at the point now that, I'm a little bit older that, when I was like first breaking into the scene just with music and everything, I was kind of like rushing, like what's the next thing? Now I'm kind of like, okay, how can I do this and think like business minded?
Yeah. Stay focused.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. And, I'm always working on myself each day. I think that that's important to have. mental health is very important.
Here's the one person I compete with, the guy I look in the mirror.
Yeah,
I don't worry about competing with 8,000 likes and people on my page.
Yeah.
I just worry about what I'm going to do tomorrow. So I want to thank you for being a great
thanks
guest.
For having
I gave
me.
you extra time.
Thank you.
Almost a half an hour for you.
You're going to send me the bill now.
No, this is all free. All you got to do is like our page, which you did.
I will. I'll send some invites, and I really appreciate you guys, and I love what you're doing for Pittsburgh sports, and I know we'll collaborate. And
yes, we will. We'll see each other again.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. That maybe in 6 months when you're getting to the next step or two, we'll bring you back on to see what happens.
Life's exciting. I just take it one day at a time. So
in 6 months, Pitt will already be out of the bowl.
Yeah. Hey, we're trying to go 5-0 before the Notre Dame. I believe in it. They got an easier schedule this year. I'm telling you. We had a tough schedule. We opened up with Virginia last year.
It was. I watched the games.
And we almost beat Penn State, and Penn State doesn't want to play us. That was a great rivalry. That's a great rivalry.
That was Joe Paterno. When people got him upset, he wanted his own league, and they didn't want to be in it.
As James Franklin would say, it was like playing Akron. Whatever.
On that happy note, you're out of here.
All right.
Thank you, Jordan. All right, our next guest, I want to bring him up. He has a great nonprofit I want him to talk about. And we're also going to do a show for him on the 22nd at Peppers and At in Braddock. You got to check it out. And we'll get him here once he gets situated. I'm not sure what he's adjusting with propaganda.
I got to promote.
I'm all about the PR.
You don't take
I'm going to give you a mic, and you can promote
take the
yourself.
opportunity
Tell
to
them
make
your
it happen.
name, my friend, and don't give us this baloney.
Oh, bologna sandwich. Oh,
Again.
I can't wait for my next one.
I know. Hopefully tomorrow morning.
I'll eat it like him. I think I'm going to open up a new restaurant, the Bologna Cafe. Don't waste your day. Start it out at the Bologna Cafe.
That'll do it. Definitely. Tell them your name now.
My name's John Serper. I'm the executive director and founder of We 21.
It's right on his shirt.
Yeah, right here.
Look at
It
that.
happens, man. And We 21's mission is to adopt Roberto Clemente's personal attributes by emulating and practicing those attributes that led him to the heights of self-actualization. And we know what heights he reached, both on and off the field.
Sure. Great man.
Great man who just happened to excel at baseball because the great man came first.
Yeah.
And because he was a great man, We 21 exists. Because I just didn't pick any hero. I was lucky.
Yeah.
I was lucky in two ways. I lived in a time when you had a hero for all your life, right?
Yeah.
Today, how long would Clemente last in Pittsburgh?
I don't know.
Probably be in Cleveland. And then New York. And then L.A. And then Houston, where the cheaters live.
Well, you got to thank Kurt Flood for opening up the gates and got
Kurt.
the reserve clause taken out. So,
Yeah, that-
because it restricted a lot of players and
Oh, yeah, it
caused a
did.
lot of players to quit the game.
Yeah, and Roberto Clemente was a very unique person. He was very intelligent. He left school to make a lot of money in baseball.
I didn't know
But he went to Catholic
Listen
school.
to him.
He had almost all A's and B's. He wrote poetry, played the harmonica. He even played a harmonica or racing a car. He would have a mouthpiece, and he'd hold the harmonica. One day, Manny Sanguinson, when he won the World Series car, the 71 Charger, he's flying through Puerto Rico, playing the harmonica, and Manny's turning white.
Wow.
What a story.
Wow.
But he loved music. He used to write poetry for his kids.
Never knew that.
He was the first player
What do you
representative for the Pirates of the Union. He actually went to Atlanta and marched with Martin Luther King. And what he did is he didn't want to get harpooned. He was a well. He did his things personally, quietly. When he traveled through Puerto Rico and gave to charity, he didn't want any publicity. His mission was to do it from his heart.
Wow.
So when Martin Luther King would ask him to, come to Atlanta, of course he was supportive of civil rights for what he went through. He had to not only break the color barrier, all black athletes had to re-break it. But he was a Latino black, so he had to adjust to being out of Puerto Rico and in a non-Latino culture. Mm-hmm. And then to boot, they sent him to Montreal, which is
Who would even think of that?
French culture, and the climate was north.
Well, he was a Dodger then.
He was a Dodger then, but he made a lot of adjustments. But he kept
You're amazing, Smoking Jim. He didn't know any of this.
he kept his nose to the grind. And some of the things we teach the kids is that even when he was a kid, he wanted to excel. On one hand, he would write with charcoal things that he wanted to do better, get better at. And the other hand, he would, when he reached his goal, he'd put it on his other wrist.
On his left.
Yeah, and then he always improved and always upped his game. He was a very dynamic human being and
Just a great athlete, too.
overachiever.
Yeah. He made himself into
He made
one.
himself great, yeah.
No doubt.
So last time I was here, we talked. I can give you an update of where we
We
come.
need an update.
And then I'll get in a little bit more of the
You
core
even
program.
have one of my friends working for you now.
Oh, yeah. Bill Franciscus joined us. He's now...
Did he just move to Arizona
No.
or something? He put something up that he did or something.
He was down in the Dominican,
Okay.
and he was teaching some of our attributes as friends and teammates to a softball, baseball tournament.
I
of
saw that.
Latino players and
It seemed
throughout.
very interesting.
Yeah,
Great to bring him on board because if he didn't have this bad accident and road rage that took his leg out, he'd still be playing.
Yeah, it's a shame what happened to him
Yeah.
with the shooting. He got shot on Roberto Clementi's birthday.
I know.
Everything seems to happen on his birthday.
And look how he met you coming to one of our shows.
Right, and I have all these coincidences in my life about Roberto, what things happen on his birthday, and it's amazing. And I mean, that's
You're blessed.
That's not a good thing. I mean, he got shot on his
No,
birthday,
but some of
it
it
did
is.
happen.
Yeah, there's a blessing to it.
Yeah.
He's working for you.
He's
and with
working.
you.
He's working, and I want you to know that he's doing a really good job. He's a great coach and a great developer. He has a good spiritual sense. He's a man of God.
Good heart.
He's on his way to Cameroon, Africa, and if you could help him out, he's got a GoFundMe page. Just Google Bill Franciscus. I'm going to be making a donation to his effort tonight. But he's going there to putting together a team in Cameroon, and we'll be sending them some equipment and donations. Another thing that happened since the last time we were here is that Roberto's kids asked We21 to be an affiliate. Stephen Pinder, who's had what Roberto's kids is, it's they get equipment donations from all over the country in North America, and then they distribute. Last year, I think in 2018 it was, they distributed 55 tons of baseball equipment.
55 tons.
Right, 55 tons of baseball
Smoking
around,
Jim, that's
around the world.
2,000 pounds times 55. Can you do the math from Gateway?
It was a lot, and so right now, We21 is a receiving center for people who want to make donations within the tri-state area of Pittsburgh.
Bye-bye.
And we've gotten a ton of equipment. I've got like 100 and some baseball bats and
Wow,
gloves
that's great.
and helmets and backpacks.
And you're giving it to people that need it.
Uniforms. Altoona Curve gave us some of their uniforms. And what can't be used for a local team or a We21 team, we'll put notices and give it to nonprofits. And we're going to serve the local community first.
Yeah.
And then if it's necessary and there's a need and it fits the profile, we can send some to Cameroon, Africa, and some of the people that Bill's knows.
Wow, that'd be great.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're reaching out. Another thing we became affiliated with is the Tickets for Kids.
What's that about?
We became affiliated with Tickets for Kids because you remember our program is involved with teaching.
Right.
And we made another milestone. We were able to complete the first phase of our e-learning program.
Okay.
And what e-learning is it's you train people using multimedia and computers.
Sure.
So what we're taking
With
is
your philosophy.
What's your philosophy? So we're taking the first course is learning to be a friend and teammate, doing as Roberto would do, like he had his friendship with Manny St. Gian and
Others.
And what it is that the first thing we teach is reliability, because when you're together on a team, if you don't show up, you're not on a team. So that when you have a
that's
team,
the first thing.
Yeah, when you have a team, it's because people are showing up. So people have to be together to be a team. If you have even if you have like a jazz band,
Yeah.
you got to show up. Even if you have like a choir, you got to show up.
Yeah.
If you got a job, you got to show up. There's teams everywhere in life, and that's one thing about sports. They teach you to show up and be reliable,
Couldn't agree with you more.
and to be disciplined. Correct. So what you do is you learn to be reliable, and after you're reliable, you're together for a while. Something happens. If you're showing up for me, I'm showing up for you.
Yeah.
If somebody gets in your face
Get a bond.
and they insult you, I'm gonna stick up for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks.
gonna
I'm glad
stick
we
up for
became
you.
friends
Right.
at a Jessica Lee show.
So we revolve, and that happens, right?
Yeah.
You might punch somebody in the nose to defend you, especially if somebody is being unjust. I mean,
Sure.
you don't like push people around and bully. That's not what we're getting at. When you're loyal, you back people up. You don't tells on them. You don't talk about them. You don't spread gossip. If somebody's gossiping about you, take it to their face and say, "Here's what I heard."
Sure.
You level with them, and you keep things confidential. You keep things undercover sometimes.
No, it makes sense.
Because that's how you build trust.
Sure.
That's what happens. We teach those
And you're
attributes.
trying to promote that to the youth of America.
We show when Roberto Clemente did those things.
Yeah.
We start when he's 8, and then we take him all the way to his tragic death, which is really a glorious way
Look what he was doing when he died.
Of being a man who gave to others. I'd hate to say it, but man, Roberto, you did it. You did it all your life, and you ended it in glory. I didn't want to see you go, and I cried like a baby when you went. But, you know, I met him when I was 9, and he befriended me. I met him too many times. I can't explain to you how many times we met. And a lot of it was very coincidental. Went to Moroville Mall, shopping with my mom. I see
Everybody
Roberto.
goes there. Everybody goes there.
Yeah.
Because he
And-
lives there.
Well,
You missed him, though.
I missed you there, yeah. I was from the east end of town.
He wasn't allowed to hang out at the mall.
Womberding, yeah. where did you grow up at?
Groveville.
Groveville, oh yeah, Gateway man.
Coach Pete and Maria.
We were our big rival, East Allegheny. We kicked butt. We beat you 32-0 my senior year.
His senior year.
Wow. Wow, you must have had
Gary Snowden.
Jones.
Gary Snowden. Jones was a freshman.
I'm
Gordon
glad
Jones
you could
was
bring
a
this
freshman.
up.
You're older than Gordon Jones?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I just saw Gordon about 3 years ago.
Much Jones.
Yeah, Gordon was man. He could play ball. He played hoops too. He could play basketball. He could play anything. But Gordon Jones. But I played with a guy named Gary Stode, tremendous football player.
Wow.
He had the single rushing record at Furman for a while, 339 yards. It took 40 years for somebody to break it, and they broke it 3 times in 1 year. It was about 4 years ago.
I remember that.
Get on,
I
yeah.
remember
Yeah, Gary was great. And Gary died of ALS, and I did the eulogy at his funeral up at
Really?
Crestus.
You were that close.
Yeah, well, yeah. We were having a reunion, and he wouldn't come, and he was ashamed of his health.
Yeah.
So I know how to get a hold of people, and I've always had a lot of black friends, a lot of brothers. I grew up with them.
Crestus, that's up there in the park,
Right. When I was a kid, I remember somebody pushed around my buddy, Robert Malone. I didn't know he's black or white. I know somebody was being unjust, and I stuck up
To
for
your
him.
friend, yeah.
And pretty soon I knew who was my white friend and who wasn't. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
You know where I'm coming from, right? You learn who your friends are about who you stick up for and who backs you up. And you learn who's prejudiced by who thinks maybe you're going overboard
Yeah.
Wow.
with the brothers, right? And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So, but what I got to say is we take the kids, and the last attribute they learn to be a friend and teammate, it happens. Certain people on a team, they could be a tight team, but there's maybe 2 or 3. If you got 10 or 12 kids on a team, or on a football team, you got 55, you might have 4 or 5 that really become close friends. We don't know why it happens.
Sure.
Nobody can be your best. No, everybody can't be all that
I
close.
can't believe we're best friends. I only met him 8.5 years ago.
You know what happens? Something happens. They have a loss, and you come to the rescue. Whether you stick up for them, right?
No, he came late a few times. I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about it.
But you stick
And
up
I'm
for
always
'em.
early.
You do something for him.
Yeah.
If he is in
So I
need,
do.
right?
I stopped texting
Right.
him.
And
I don't even ask.
He called you when you were sick, right?
Yeah,
And you
once.
needed your kidney transplant.
Once.
Yeah.
He called once.
It's called generosity.
He was very generous.
Yeah. So when that generosity opens up your heart, what mine is yours and yours is mine, and you don't talk it, you do it. You
Yeah.
see it, you know it when you see it.
I just want to share this.
You know
I
it when
ate
you
2
see it.
slices of pizza, left it for my best friend. You see anything left?
Well, he knows
That's
it's not
it.
good for you. He's helping you out.
Right. I know.
He don't want you to get a real kind. Oh, you're helping him out by eating it all. You know he wants a piece.
No, I
It's
I
not
got
good
my
for
limits
himself.
now. I used to have 3. I cut back.
Hey, I'm going to open up that bologna cafe. I'm going to have to make you a special dish.
Could I have some fried bologna? You
Fri-
keep talking
yeah.
about it. I'd like a fried bologna
Yeah, we
sandwich.
could go on the keto diet. Just eat bologna and cheese.
Okay.
You lose a lot of weight.
We could do that.
We can make it. In fact, we can make it the keto bologna shop. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong.
No, you are. Keto's good.
Keto's
That's what
good.
they tell me.
But that's what we're teaching, and it's online. See, I go around in circles, but I always come back.
No, we got you focused.
My mind's like a pretzel. Somehow it's all connected.
We're back to WE21.
Yeah, WE21. We're good.
That's what we're talking about. And you're helping the kids. And I wanted to talk about an event that you asked us to film a show at.
Oh yeah,
Peppers and that.
Well, Peppers and that. Now, people might say, well, what are you doing at Peppers and that? We call it Love Gumbo for Roberto and Love Gumbo for your friends and teammates.
There we go.
And the Love Gumbo, I'm going to give you that definition of what it is. When you make gumbo, you throw what's in. What's in the refrigerator, what's spare. That's how gumbo got started. If you ever look at it, it's everything. I was down in Louisiana. They put crayfish in there, alligator. They put corn. They put okra. They put tomatoes.
Sounds delicious to me.
It's everything up. So what Love Gumbo is, it's everybody's love for Roberto. Whether they live with him, seen him, or read about him. And they bring their newspaper clippings. They bring their stories, their life experiences, their videos, their books. This is Love Gumbo for Roberto. It's written by Mr. Conti down at Point Park, a local man who lives in Mont Lebanon. That's Love Gumbo. That's a little bit of Love Gumbo.
There you go.
For Roberto.
Don't offer to let him read it. He doesn't read books. He just
And,
writes.
You can look at it.
Is there pictures?
That's a great book if you want to read it
about
with a kid. But what Love Gumbo is it's people to get together, whether they're online or in person. So what we do at We 21, we practice what we preach. We constantly tell the kids, you see the action.
You're like a coach.
You
You
see
repeat
reliability.
yourself. Yeah.
You see loyalty. You see generosity. You know what it is. That you internalize it. And then you do it. And when you do it enough, you know it. And when you know it enough and do it, you become it. That's how you become a person. The way you learn a lesson, it's like practicing ball. It's repetition. It's mind memory. To be a great person, you can't just read it. You can't just think about it. You can't just memorize it. You can't be tested for it. The only way you can be it is to go out and see it, do it, and then be it, and become it. And constantly show up, put up, and give it. And that's what we try to show. And at Love Gumbo for Roberto,
What are we going to do that day?
we're going to get together as friends. We're going to be there with the African American Institute, and they're going to have Dr. J, who's head of the Duquesne Jazz, his lovely wife Pam Johnson, who's from Louisiana. Pam's sister's driving up from Louisiana. They're going to cook
Just
the
to
gumbo.
be there.
We're going to go there at 4 in the morning. We're going to wake Bob up. Bob
What time
Portigello
do you
lives-
want us there?
Oh, you got to be there by 2.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to make that we're going to make that gumbo. And we're going to put everything in there. When our friends get there, they're going to have other people show up, like Nelson Ferguson, who played with Miles Davis.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah, Jamal. He played with Jamal. He played with a lot of people. He started out at the Crawford Grill way back when. He was a good friend of my cousin Causey, who was an entertainer.
Yeah.
And then we have Pastor Dykes, Derek Times. He's going to be there. He's a great jazz artist. You think you're listening to Marvin Gaye and sometimes Stevie Wonder when you hear him sing. He's going to sing some gospel music and some other tunes.
Wow.
And
So it's going to be a heck of a show.
and yesterday we had a big commitment from Kenny Blake,
Wow.
Columbia University grad, and a big star in jazz singing.
No, that's great.
We're going to get together. We're going to share Love Gumbo. We're going to eat Love Gumbo. We're going to live Love Gumbo.
And we're going to film Love
And
Gumbo.
we're going to film Love Gumbo. And then we're going to ask people in the audience who play ball, we're going to ask you,
Yeah.
when your friends and teammates were reliable, loyal, and generous. And you're going to tell us from your own experience, from your own heart, in your own words, and we're going to listen and learn. Because that's how we learn from each other. Right?
Nice.
And you're going to show up and be there. And I invite everybody here to
He
show up.
might be there at 2:02, though. 2:02 he'll be there.
Come on, here's some good gateway stories.
From Smokin' Jim.
Here's
Maybe a couple.
here's a little ad we can show.
Yeah, we'll get my
Where they can
cameraman,
get tickets.
Jeff. Get your tickets. You're all invited. Even you out there. And
You can get your tickets at
And
Eventbrite.
you.
Just when you go to Eventbrite, just Google We 21 Love Gumbo and you'll find it. Or at our website, we21.org, O-R-G. And I have an idea. Not only we're going to have love gumbo with rice, beans, and crackers. You could order from Bob's menu if you want something else, and we have a bar, open bar, be able to order a bar. And I thought today, I thought today, remember the bologna sandwich thing? It started with the bag at the YMCA and getting on the bus with your knothole ticket and going through Braddock or Rankin, Swissville, and Turtle Creek with your buddies, picking up people at churches, at synagogues, and all houses of faith. That's where all the knotholders seem to gather with their coaches. And when we got a brown bag with a bologna sandwich with some Cracker Jacks and some juice and some chocolate milk.
Can I keep this to post on my Tuesday night show?
Yeah, you can.
All right, thanks.
But I was thinking what we could do, since the word knothole came from Louisiana.
Yeah.
What word came from it?
A knothole.
He doesn't know what it, he wasn't here for that
There was
show.
a minor league team in New Orleans, and they decided to let youth baseball players in free. Because when they were little, they'd go look at the hole in the knothole to see the game.
Okay.
So they said, let the knotholders in who were behind the fence. And one day they opened up the back gate for free. And that's how we used to get in the game at Forbesville. There was an old rusty gate, almost like the same in concept. You come from the outfield. Because they don't want the roughin Mixing with the paying crowd, you know. And so I'm thinking maybe I can have an extra addition to the menu in honor of Sportsline.
That'd be great.
How about a bologna table?
A bologna and cheese sandwich.
Well, I have on the table, I have everything you would have gotten in that bag. I have Cracker Jacks, bologna sandwiches, some juice. And
I'll
maybe
break
some
my
chips.
healthy diet just to have that.
Yeah.
How about some chicken wings?
Oh, we didn't get chicken wings in the bag, but we can do Cajun wings. You ever have dried Cajun?
He doesn't like a lot of stuff on things.
Yeah. So am I done here?
No, you still got a little bit more time. Let me just check. At least a couple more minutes, then we're going to bring Skip up for a minute or two at the end.
Oh, Skip.
Because he made it here with guests.
Well,
what else do you want to close with?
We want to close with the fact that anybody out there can join We21.
Sure. Put it out there for all you people out there.
You could become a participant by making a donation as little as $2.21 a month. And I tell you what, if you just come and learn the lessons, you're welcome, because we have no walls and we have no dues. We take donations, but that's not necessary. And you
can even help.
You can enter our e-learning program. Another thing I want you to know is I got some money to put together some teams. I'm thinking about putting a team here in Brookline, in the neighborhood here. Really? It's got to be in the inner city, but I have the money, I have the uniform, I have all the equipment. I need coaches. No, I got players.
You got players?
I need coaches. There's a shortage of coaches in baseball. There was just a good article in the Post-Gazette the other day about a coach in Wilkinsburg. And the problem that RBI baseball, inner city baseball is having is people were surviving. When I was a kid, my coach had a job. If adults don't have jobs, they can't coach because they're surviving. So part of the problem with baseball, it's economic. People are fighting to survive in this society.
Sure.
And baseball coaches can't be found. You don't have coaches, you can't round up kids. You understand?
You're making sense.
And you need money to play baseball. But hoops, you could put on a pair of shoes.
Tell them how to get a hold for the last time for your
Go to www.we21.org and help us. Learn the lessons, be, do, and see a friend and teammate, and give us some coaches.
And tell them your name again.
My name is John Sarapair, Executive Director of We21. And Bill Franciscus will be there to assist you. He'll help train your coaches and give you the skills and talents. We'll be playing in the Pittsburgh RBI League, which is the Inner City League, and you're welcome. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Skip, come on up. He's wearing a nice Pittsburgh Sportsline polo. Stephanie can help because she's going to be next for a minute or two.
Skip, I like them shoes.
You're going to get to be on next.
Diabetic.
If you want.
Diabetic shoes.
Oh, really?
Tell them your name.
Skip Atkins.
And don't you share everything I post up there?
I sure do.
Do you like Pittsburgh Sportsline?
I love it. That's
Look
why-
at that Pittsburgh Sportsline polo. Doesn't he look good? And he's been following sports. Did you ever play sports?
Yeah, I did a little bit back in West Allegheny and North Fayette.
What'd you play?
Played a little bit of football.
Did you? What position?
Center.
So me too. I was a
Linebacker.
center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Way back. Tell them how
Nin-
old. Tell them how
1950.
old you are now.
I'm 85 now. I'll be 86
When?
Sunday.
Happy
I thought it
birthday,
was around your
Skip.
birthday. Happy birthday, Pappy.
Thank you.
I run into people and they said, "Did you ever meet Skip Atkins?" And they go, "I worked with him." And I go, "He's one of my best friends. He shares everything." And they told me, "Tell them how long you worked for Port Authority."
25 years to the day.
Wow, 25 and out.
25 and out.
I like that plan.
We had a great buyout then.
I had friends that got those
93,
buyouts too. So, no, it was a good time.
That's my friend Larry Close.
Wow, there you
Yeah.
go. There's a name. I
Division
remember him.
85.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you've been on Facebook how long?
Well, I'm 86 now. I was 80 whenever I first
Oh,
met you.
okay.
80. No, I was 81.
81. That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I kept calling you like 82, and you're going, "No, I'm 84." Then last year you were 85. Now he'll be 86. That's why I wanted to get him
Yeah.
on.
Uh-huh.
I knew the birthday was here. Now let's get one of the guests that you brought. Now please tell them your name.
My name's Stephanie Bush.
Is that G for Gateway on your chest?
No, that's Georgia. That's my sisters live down in Georgia. Oh, look at the face already.
I know.
Oh, sorry.
And you
I
made-
can't seem to please you. First
you
the
made
Cleveland Browns and now Georgia.
Hold it. You pleased us with some of the best brownies and stuff you baked.
Thank you.
When that was at Hollywood Lanes.
Oh
Wasn't
no,
it?
Camp Edie's. My brother owns Camp
when you
Edie's.
came to Camp Edie's, that's right.
Yes, my brother owns Camp
That's
Edie's.
where I met you.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
No, it's a
Yes.
small world. And then I found out you're a huge supporter of my alma mater.
Which is
KO.
That's correct. I graduated in '84 myself.
I remember that.
Yes.
Well, I beat you by 10 years.
We're KO
Go
kids.
KO. There's good people that went there smoking Jim.
Exactly.
Your hair is pretty.
Thank you. I've seen your Facebook page. Turn that way.
What's your favorite sport?
I do love football. I'm passionate about football. I have retired after 10 years. I was a football president for Keystone Oaks,
I
and
heard
I do.
that. I was
I
sad
do
when
love.
you retired.
I love the kids. Dealing with the parents and politics is a little rough, but
you
I
have
do.
to watch in this day and age. It's
I mean,
brutal.
it is.
Any
You know.
championships at KO?
Well, we went to the playoffs a couple times, just like those Cleveland Browns.
He
with-
likes busting our chops about KO because Gateway won all those championships illegally. They recruited, got parents'
Yeah, I'm
jobs.
sorry. We don't have the money and the time and effort to run around and recruit whoever the heck we want all over the city, like you in Central Catholic and all the rest of the city. You know,
Go.
and all the city and the Catholic schools have
That's
money to
why
run
I
it.
brought
Hey,
you on.
come on over. We want you on our team. We'll do whatever you want. We'll give you whatever you need. Just come to our school. We don't have time for that.
How do you know that when he thinks nobody knows that stuff?
Listen, you don't have the right people on this show.
Stephanie, I want to thank you for doing a quick guest appearance.
Surely.
You did fantastic.
Thank you.
Because you busted his chops.
I can be here next Monday also.
Okay. Well, we won't be here next Monday, but maybe next month, all right?
Surely.
We can have you back. Just sit here. We end the show. I honor a 9-year-old boy that died of brain cancer, Joey Fabus, and I end each show with Stay Joey Strong.